Hi, my name is Clarence Rigsby, Western Governors University, and this is the benefits of a vegetarian diet. What if I told you that you could add 11 years to your life simply by making a change in your diet? Would you do it? No, it's not adding a tea. It's not adding a special herb or taking a drink from the mythical fountain. The 11 years that you can gain in longevity is based off changing to a vegetarian diet. Now, research has shown that a vegetarian diet, when compared to the typical American diet, has a positive impact on chronic diseases, the mortality rate, and the economic factors associated with those chronic diseases. Right? There are two chronic diseases that we're going to discuss, which is heart disease and diabetes, and then we'll discuss the mortality rate. Heart disease. Heart disease, according to the American Heart Association, is the #1 killer of all Americans, and it is considered a preventable disease. Now, the source of all heart disease is considered the typical American diet. The typical American diet is full of fat, carbohydrates, high condensed foods, and sodium, which contributes to heart disease. Heart disease is considered high blood pressure, strokes, clogged arteries, which lead to heart attacks. The vegetarian diet basically is different because the protein that comes from the vegetarian diet, it comes from beans and legumes, which is considered a clean protein, so they do not clog the arteries, it does not attack the body. Right? The second chronic disease that we'll talk about is diabetes. Now, according to the American Dietetic Association, diabetes is also a preventable disease. The source of the disease comes from the American diet also. Once again, the American diet is loaded with sodium, high processed food, high fat, high cholesterol, which basically attacks the body. Diabetes is considered a disease that when your body is no longer able to produce or use insulin. Now, when that happens, your cells begin to starve, your body begins to turn on itself, you begin to have nerve damage, you have amputations, blindness, and kidney failure. And all that's according to the American Dietetic Association 2009 reports. Now, also, Roberts and Barnes did a study showing that if you switch to a vegetarian diet, that diabetes can be reversed. Right? So when you switch to a vegetarian diet, the body begins to use the nutrients, and the disease begins to reverse itself to where you either come completely off the medication, or the need for it is reduced so much that you're basically in good shape from the disease. Right? Next is the mortality rate. All right. Fraser in 2009 did a study on longevity rate. Now, mortality is a medical term that basically talks about the length of the years that you can live. The mortality rate, in reality, is 100%. If you live, you're going to die. Right? 100%. Now, what we talk about as far as longevity rate is how your diet is impacted by that, what it can determine how long your lifespan will actually be. Now, if you look at this chart here, Fraser noted that meat eaters lived on an average of 67 years. Right? Switching to vegetarians who live an average of 76 years. Right? That's the difference of 11 years there. Vegetarians, remember, consume no red meat. There's several types of vegetarians. Now, the most strictest vegetarian is considered a vegan. Now, according to Fraser, vegans consume no animal byproducts whatsoever. Not in their bread, not in their cookies, none whatsoever, byproducts whatsoever. Based off that, their clean lifestyle, they live to be an average of 86 years old. Right? In conclusion, I want to conclude with the mortality rate. In conclusion, most people believe that longevity is based off of genes or royalty or riches. Right? Longevity, according to all these reports, based off of how well you take care of your body and the type of diet that you consume. Right? Are there any questions?
So if vegetarians are it's so much better to be a vegetarian, why aren't there more vegetarians?
It's a great question. There's two reasons for that. There is an economic problem when you start talking about being a vegetarian in the United States and other industrialized parts of the world, according to Fraser. Now, the fact that the high processed foods have so much abundance that it's cheaper to consume the typical American diet than it is to consume a vegetarian diet. That's one. Secondly, meat has become a social symbol, a status, showing that, of wealth. And it's been that way for a while. So most people won't give up meat based off that. Next question.
So if I ate eggs, which comes from chicken, am I still a vegetarian?
Yes, there are several types of vegetarians. If you consume eggs, you're considered an octo-vegetarian who consume their proteins from eggs. There are some vegetarians who consume their protein from fish. Remember, the basis of being a vegetarian is consuming no red meat. Hey, I'd like to thank you guys for coming. Have a good evening.
Thank you.